Okay, everyone, this is Deborah. This is about 6 hours after my trip to the doctor. I had never gone to an injector that was an MD, so this was an experience. So on the first night of your lip plumping, your lips fill with a lot of liquid. It's not going to look like this tomorrow. So these are the things that my doctor told me. One thing he said is I had this brown spot. If you look at my videos, you will notice that brown spot. If you're spending a lot of money on concealer and corrector trying to get your skin to be uniform, that's a good indication that you need a peel or you need Fraxel laser, or you're going to need some CO2, whatever. Talk to the doctor about which one's good for you. He said one of them would be fantastic for me. So, this is what he told me. He says, I'm not injecting you here because that causes a droopy eye. So it'll look like, no, I'll do it on this side. It'll look like this. That's a bad reaction. So you really don't really want an injector to hit you here. And I squished. Now, if you watch, I got like 3 rows of wrinkles here. Now, listen, the Botox is already kicked in right here because I had really bad wrinkles right here. And if you see the last couple videos I did, you'll see that I had deep lines. Well, they're gone already. Oh, my God. So he injected me in this triangle. About 6 shots, I believe. I asked him if I needed a forehead lift to raise my eyebrows, and he said no. He said, I've got great eyebrow. I don't need a forehead lift. He injected me here and here. Now, they don't do any lidocaine from like here up. And he injected me here and here. And he did the lip lift and he injected me here with Botox. And he said I had orange peel. He called it another name, but he also said it's called orange peel. It's these little dimpling. It's just the way I was made. Little dimpling. And I thought it was from not using toner or whatever. He said no. It'll look like little crevices, little teeny pits, but it's not really pits. And he shot me with Botox there, and that will smooth that chin down. He said my last injector was doing me wrong because she would fill in from here to camouflage these jowls. He said what that does to me is bring down my whole face and make it boxy. Makes it more boxy. And he said, you shouldn't do that. You always want to lift up, and because she was overfilling me here, it was making my face have a squared shape. So then he said I had the golden triangle, which means, you should Google this, that everything is lined up the way it should be, which meaning my eyes are at the right distance and my nose is on my face correctly and my mouth. But he noticed this dark brown spot. It's now red, and I'm going to explain to you why. This dark brown spot is some sort of skin ailment. It's not a mole, and it wasn't precancerous. He called it something else. So he injected me with lidocaine there to numb it. He took this machine called Bovie, B as in boy, I can't hardly talk, Bovie, and he zapped it. I didn't even feel it. And then he scraped off that big round brown spot I had there. And I am so glad because I was spending a fortune on concealer and corrector. Now, before I left to see him, I used my granddaughter's magnification mirror, and I was able to, do my eyebrows a little bit better so I could see better. But you really want to go to a doctor who's an injector, because he had the Latisse right in his practice. Because as you get into your 60s, from this point here, you're going to lose that part of your eyebrow, and on this side too, and your eyelashes are going to thin. He said he could tell I have taken very good care of my skin, because I've never left the house without foundation with SPF, even though I'm a sun worshiper. So he had the Latisse there. He just makes out a prescription for the Latisse. It's like $120. If I put the Latisse on my eyebrow, my eyebrow will grow, really, but you're not really supposed to put it on your eyebrow, so don't listen to me. I just put it a little thin layer on my upper lid. Now, the only side effect there is like little darkening of the skin. So I tried it. They give you this little teeny brush to do it. You really want to use that brush, because if you put too much on it, it'll drip. And this little area here will get a little bit darker. So use that little teeny brush. God, I look all funny with this big old lip. So he said I would greatly benefit from getting a Fraxel, or there's different kinds, people. So you got to study the different strengths. And he told me I needed one, but I said, please take notes so that you'll remember what you're telling me. He said, I don't need a facelift. He said, once I do this laser thing, or this thing that he's talking about, it's going to bring up my face anyway. So I don't need, he says, and I don't need my face lifted here at all, because my eyebrows are already high. But he said, I need this lifted. He says, but if I get this Fraxel or whatever he's talking about, it will draw up the skin anyway, so I may not need a facelift. So this is day 1 within 6 hours. And let's see, what else did he say? Oh, he used double the strength of lidocaine that I've ever had before. The other lady only used 7%. This doctor was using like 15 or 20. Now, let me explain to you how painful. They don't numb for the Botox unless you ask, but for the lips, it shot me about 25 times. And that lidocaine's got to sit on your lips at least 20 minutes. Don't let them touch you until that. And that's why you gave me these stress balls to squeeze. Certain areas are a little bit more tender. This area through here, very, very tender, and you'll feel it. He said I did very well, and he says, you have a high pain tolerance. And I go, yeah, because I'm always in pain with my back, so I'm used to pain. And it's, in a way, it's kind of welcoming that I'm getting pain here instead of in my back. But I did take 2 Tylenol before, about an hour before I left. But he said, do not take aspirin, it'll cause you to bleed. But I bled a lot. But I'm kind of glad I did, because it gave me a chance while they were blotting up the blood that I could rest in between injections. Now, you pay for 1 whole syringe whether you use it or not. So halfway through, he said, of doing my lips, he said, do you like it? And I said, no, I need more. So he finished using the syringe, and he said whatever's left he'll put into my cheeks, which is kind of cool. Now, you will get these little injection dots, these little red dots, but only you'll be the only one that really notices that. So just make sure that they numb you with more than like 7% lidocaine, because you're going to need it. And I didn't cry. I have cried in the past, but this time I did not cry. And this is what you have to keep thinking. It's like going to the dentist. You know, when you get that first numbing shot, that's what hurts. You know that it's going to be over soon. So when you're getting your lips done, just say to yourself, it's going to be over soon, and I'm going to look fantastic, and you're going to be so happy. So yeah, it's not painful. I've kept ice on it for a good, I guess, total of 2 hours. Now, oh my God, he told me not to touch that. I had surgery there. Now, I have this growth in between, in my chest, in between my breasts, and he said he could address that, even though he's not a dermatologist. He's a regular medical doctor, so he can do it. So it was nice going there because they did everything in the same place. I didn't have to beg for a script and then go to the pharmacist and wait 2 weeks for them to get the Latisse. Now, I got peels. I got acid peels, like 20 or 30 of them. And I got the Latisse. And let's see, I should have asked him for Retina A, but I can get Retina A for $17 in the Dominican. Sometimes you get them in Mexico too. The Retina A is good. So he said, considering I'm almost 70, skin looks pretty good. I just turned 67 the other day. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Bye.